Many women are so worried about the second stage of labor, meaning that phase in labor when you will need to push to help your baby to come out. And no wonder, like, it's very hard to imagine and to know how it will feel. So let's go into the video to know a bit better, to try to understand what happens in that phase and what you can expect from it. Let's start. You may be asked yourself how will it feel like to push a human body out of your own body. And no wonder, with so many people telling you, oh, you'll feel it, you'll know it, you'll definitely cannot miss it. And that's something that I say as midwife, but I'm also sure that a lot of mamas that have given birth before will tell you that is this kind of feeling that you cannot mistake, and it's just, you have to go with it. And that's partially right. This is due to the baby going through your pelvis when the cervix opens together as your baby goes down. Usually the cervix reaches full dilatation, which means usually is 10 centimeters. Therefore, it travels down into your pelvis and it triggers nerves in the vaginal canal that initiate the Ferguson reflex that will just give you this unmistakable feeling of needing to push. Let me show you better with the pelvis. The baby will go down in this way in the birth canal until it reaches this stage in the vaginal canal. The contraction keep pushing the baby down. The more baby is down, the more you feel you have to push, and therefore then you have your baby in your arms very quickly. If you don't know me, I am Ilenia and I'm a midwife. I've done already a full compilation regarding all the stages of labor, where I also talk in depth about the second stage of labor, aka the pushing phase, so make sure to check it out. In this video, we're going to go even into more depth about what it might feel for you to push. It will be an intense, uncontrollable, unmistakable feeling, as I was saying, and it will also be purposeful because you'll feel that you're doing something, that you're not just passively waiting for your contractions to happen, but when they come, you actually can do something. You have a purpose and you are getting closer and closer to meet your baby. So a lot of women tell me that they actually feel better when they start to push because they feel they can do something and they see the light at the end of the tunnel. It can be common practice in some hospitals, in some part of the world, to coach and teach women how to push. However, I do believe it's something that you cannot teach, that it will just come natural to you, because me telling you how to push, it will just automatically take away that power from your body. Now, mind you, there are women that need encouragement, that need support, that need direction for pushing, but that, or maybe women that have an epidural, or that are very tired, or that they have a baby unfortunately in a wrong position that needs extra effort to push out, and that's fine. One thing in doing that, one thing is to coach you and to tell you that you have to take a deep breath when the contractions start, and then close your glottis and just push for 8-10 seconds, let it go, and then go again for 3-4 times. Women left laboring and pushing naturally will never do that. Women have their own way to push. They mix open glottis and closed glottis pushing. Maybe they don't push with every contraction. It's very fascinating to watch and observe a woman pushing by herself, just following her body, because that will provide more oxygen to the mom and more to the body. Why there was this need for coach or obstetric-led pushing is because we think as a medical category that we can make everything better, and the aim was to shorten the second stage of labor in order to improve fetal outcome, meaning the baby stays less in the birth canal, the pushing stage is shorter, and therefore the outcome is better. It's not always like that. Sometimes actually coached pushing can cause more problems, more damage than other. So always follow your body. Your uterus will push the baby down. You just have to go with it. Usually at the peak of the contraction, you just give some pushes and baby will come down nice and slowly. And that's the way nature has planned it to do. And I don't see why medical profession should tell you how to do it. It's your labor, your baby, your contractions. You know what to do. Trust your body, trust your baby. You'll know what to do. That being said, there are some situations where you might feel the urge to push and it's not time yet. Right, first of all, we are used to imagine the body working in the way we want them to, meaning cervix dilates at 10 centimeters, baby goes down, dilation, rotation, pushing. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way, and that's because, again, nature has various ways to present to ourselves. So sometimes it's not exactly in this order. Sometimes the dilatation can be very quick. So you've been checked 5 minutes before and you were 5 centimeters, and then you feel you have to push 5 minutes after. That can happen. It's fine. Dilatation is not, it's just a moment in time. It doesn't go always as we plan it to go. It can happen if it's not your first baby. Maybe you go in labor very quick and then suddenly you just get to 10 centimeters and baby drops down. That's something that can happen quite commonly, actually, that I check someone and they are very early in labor and then 10 minutes after their baby is ready to come. That's absolutely fine. So always follow your instinct and say it out loud what you feel, because if you feel something, it's true. Like, you cannot make it up. The only situation why you might feel the urge to push and is not quite time yet usually is due to when the baby is not in the right position. That, for example, it happens when the baby is in occiput posterior position, meaning their occiput is towards your back in this way. And as you can imagine, being the most heavy part of the head will put more pressure into your rectal canal and then therefore trigger you more pushing reflex sooner than the cervix is 10 centimeters. That can be a very hard thing to experience. It's like telling someone that you can vomit when you have to vomit, or not to blink their eyes when you have to do it, because it's true, what you're feeling is true. Unfortunately, it's not quite time yet because the cervix is not fully dilated, and ultimately you may end up bruising or swollen or getting your cervix swollen, or worse, even break your cervix if you push and it's not time. So again, always say it out loud. In those situations where the baby is in an awkward position, maybe they're asynclitic or they're posterior, we really need to work into getting the baby in the better position. So you might need to do some inversions, you might need to adjust and change position so that the baby can rotate, and therefore this feeling will definitely be better and your cervix can finish their dilation. Now, this is rare, happens. Usually 7-8% of the women can experience pushing before it's actually time. Some women will become time very soon. Other women, we just need to correct the position. Try to distinguish the pressure that you feel, because you feel an increased pressure in your pelvis, and then that's fine, and it might feel like you have to push, but when you actually have to push, it will be uncontrollable and absolutely nothing that you can do to stop it. I know it's hard. I hope that this video helped to give you some clarity. If you are looking for more type of this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next video. Bye bye.